El Ruo never imagined the name Elder Fang would make the Drifting Cloud Sect famed in Tiannan for millennia. It moved a spy to defect and made to successors of Giant Island reform. Based on this alone, I dare say that even without Han Li, the Drifting Cloud Sect would become the strongest in the mortal realm. 1. Teach without discrimination. With inferior spiritual roots, Han Li faced constant scorn on his path. Inferior spiritual roots dared to join the Immortal Ascension Assembly. How shameless. Besides, with your aptitude, no amount of foundation establishment build will get you to that stage. Disciple Han Li possesses 4 element spiritual roots: wood, fire, water, and earth. Inferior spiritual roots. More talk of foundation establishment being hopeless. I presume, even when Han Li himself felt powerless, the Drifting Cloud Sect gave this old devil a long-lost war. No matter, though your spiritual roots are inferior, you must still cultivate diligently. Do not lose your devoted heart. If one day you render great service to the sect, you will be granted a foundation establishment. Hill. On his journey, Han Li had tasted the cruelty of the cultivation world. His foundation establishment pill was stolen upon him. He was then treated as a pawn by Yellow Maple Valley. He was used to the coldness of human nature, but he never expected to see a sect elder encourage a disciple with inferior roots, promising a chance at foundation establishment through effort. From another perspective, how is this not healing the old devil's childhood trauma? The Drifting Cloud Sect's policy of teaching without discrimination, accepting all who come, would inevitably uncover a great talent. Without Han Li, another opportunity would have arisen. As long as the sect survives, a great power will eventually emerge. And speaking of survival, the Drifting Cloud Sect had its own unique way. 2. Fighting is secondary. Survival is key. When Han Li joined the trial assembly, the Drifting Cloud Sect members were peculiar. They didn't tell him to get good results, but said, a free-sect clash is not like an internal spar. If things look grim, surrendering is better than injury. Hey, little brother, your opponent is at the foundation establishment stage. You have to be careful. You must come back alive. This is also how El Rule introduced Han Li. Our Drifting Cloud Sect, though not as large as the righteous and demonic factions, is thankfully free of many constraints. We have some ability to protect ourselves. Even when El Rule guessed Han Li's main technique was the Azure Essence Sword art, she sighed similarly. Though it's not a top-tier cultivation art, nor a strange escape technique or potent divine ability, and not an auxiliary beast taming or formation art, it's good enough for self-preservation. For our Drifting Cloud Sect, being able to protect ourselves is good enough. Han Li smiled faintly, warmed by her words. He thought, Senior Sister L, you're a sharp judge of character. Ha ha ha. Senior Sister Ellie's idea of self-preservation is to run if you can't win. My idea of self-preservation is being able to defeat everyone. 3. Few enemies, many friends. The Drifting Cloud Sect values rules and loyalty. This was the sect's ethos from top to bottom. Although compared to other sects, its foundation wasn't deep. With only 2 early nascent soul elders, Cheng and El, even after gaining a foothold with the spirit restraining pill, they were still coveted by other powers. The true reason the sect was never destroyed was perhaps that Cheng and El made many allies. For instance, when a controlling spirit sect elder challenged Han Li, Cheng Tianjin, fearing Han Li would lose, directly invited several nascent soul patriarchs for support. He feared Han Li, a rogue cultivator, lacked combat skills. He planned that if Han Li was not strong enough, he would personally teach him the escape techniques he mastered over many years. These two truly treated Han Li as one of their own. To protect Han Li and save Nangang, Cheng and El wagered the entire Drifting Cloud Sect. In the mortal realm, spirit transformation cultivators rarely act. A late nascent soul cultivator is enough to dominate. Seiya, a late nascent soul cultivator, and his sect could have easily forced the Drifting Cloud Sect to submit. If their gamble had failed, the sect would have been annihilated. But luckily, they bet on Han Li. Making this one friend was enough to make the Drifting Cloud Sect the most prestigious in the mortal realm. This style of making friends to open paths and valuing loyalty and promises was shared even by the sect's ordinary disciples. It was the same for all. Back then, a foundation establishment cultivator from Yellow Maple Valley stole a key condensation disciple's foundation establishment pill. But in the Drifting Cloud Sect, after Sun Huo reached foundation establishment, he still remembered to repay Han Li, who was in the key condensation stage. With such an ethos, no wonder the spy from the Heavenly Fiend sect was reformed, and no wonder the old devil sighed with such feeling. Though the Drifting Cloud Sect isn't powerful, its culture is pure and simple, possessing a unique charm.